is Jaden, and my topic today is think before you speak. Okay, so before we start, I have a question for you guys. Think about your past conversations. Have you ever replied to someone with an answer that you're not so satisfied with? Or it isn't really what you meant, and you feel kind of embarrassed after making it? Well, I believe most of us sitting here have experienced it, or about to experience it. So today, I'm here to provide a lesson, and hopefully it'll help you out and be useful later in your life. Now, let's start. Let's start with a pretty raw example. It's me. I'm a really raw example. So what's going on is, months ago, I used to be a boy who speaks in a complete rush. And I can answer questions within seconds. Looks pretty efficient, and looks pretty smart, right? But no, actually no. I felt really desperate those days. Why? Because there were a lot of conflicts happening around me, and whenever I give out an opinion, or give out a statement, there's always someone there to disagree with me. Yeah, I'm just pretty confused, because it's not a disagreement by one individual, but instead a lot of people. A lot of people say, no, I don't actually agree with you, I think you should change another one. A lot of people saying that, so I felt pretty bad. And it was until one night, while I was laying in bed and staring at the ceiling, I was just trying to call through these memories and think about the occasions. And just speak for the origin, right? Speak for the little seconds right before every conflict happened. And after like half an hour of intense thinking, I finally came to the conclusion that I really got to think before I speak. Okay, now based on this topic right here behind me, this big topic, the first difficult problem that we can conclude is all talk, all action, but no thinking. Now just imagine two types of people. One is a kind person, and another one is a confident person. As for the first one, the kind person, what's going on with him is he accepts whatever people ask him to do. And just imagine three of your friends come to you, three of your good friends. First friend tells you, can you do my homework for me? You say yes. And the other friend says, can you wipe the window for me? You say yes. The third friend says, can you sweep the floor for me? And again, you say yes, sure. You see, if you're currently having an objective right now, and it kind of means you have to split your brain in half and use your left brain to think about the objective or the homework that you're currently doing, and split your other brain in three parts and think about these three questions. It could be, which homework did he want me to do? Did he want me to wipe the window or wipe the floor? Sweep the floor or sweep the ceiling? It could be a lot of things. And yeah, so while you're thinking about these unnecessary questions, the homework that you're supposed to be finishing in about like 10 to 15 minutes, now you kind of have to finish it in like 20 to 30 minutes, which really reduces your quality. Okay, so now what we concluded for the first example is quality very low. And for the next one, the confident person. The confident person, these people are often self-assured, and they just fix their mindsets on how they can finish every work in quality and in time. But actually, these people just want to be a hero in front of the crowd. And actually, just analyze the first one, low quality as well. Now, based on these two examples, we can conclude that not thinking before you speak is not making ourselves better and better every day, but instead, it's making ourselves suffer in the end. Now, I've got statistics for you guys. According to a study, a person speaks 120 to 150 words per minute. And what's even more is, our brains process 400 words per minute, which is pretty crazy. And I don't think we can input 400 words per minute. So our brains are moving faster than the inputs of the words. And our mouths are speaking faster than our brains. So we're not actually considering, and it is really a big concern. Okay. Now, so I'm here today to convince you that the most powerful tool in a conversation or an argument is never really what the words actually mean, but it is the 3 to 5 seconds before you speak. And these 3 to 5 seconds requires you a lot of critical thinking. So my message today is to tell you that if we all just give ourselves a few seconds before we speak, not only will we reduce conflicts, but also deepen understandings and change the quality of our relationships and our lives. Okay. So just now I've been given a lot of negative examples of myself and a lot of people. And I said I would give a solution, but to solve the problem itself, we should understand why it happened first. So why is it happening? Why are all these speaking too fast and not expressing real feelings happening to us? Well, based on my experience and what I see around me, I've got three big aspects that actually just affect this. And they are biology, culture, and technology. You probably might be wondering right now, biology, what does biology have to do with how we speak? Is it how strong the muscles are in our mouth? Well, actually, no again. You see, in this modern society today, we often have a fixed mindset of fight or flight, which means it's either you fight back or you fly away. But why are all these happening? You see, our mouths become a defense system that automatically fights back whenever we feel attacked. So and within these seconds, we're just seeking for the most disgusting and most harmful words that we can ever say out. And within these seconds, our main goal is to just hurt back. But we're not actually thinking. We're not actually thinking, is it harmful or not? Is it actually harmful or not? Or is it too harmful to that person? Now, keep this first aspect in mind. And the second one, it is culture. You see, in this big world today, there's a lot of people, right? A lot of people. And so we're kind of have to just get all the benefits and get all the advantages as fast as you can. Before someone exceeds you, right? Because there's a lot of people, and they might step over you and exceed you anytime. So yeah, we just kind of have to get all the benefits first. Now, so recently I've been seeing quotes that were saying that you have to live in the moment and seize the day, right? You see in a lot of movies, we see it on the internet. And these quotes actually just tell you to live in the moment. Do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say first, without thinking, because you only live once. But life is actually not that short for you to think for a few seconds before speaking. And I'll keep the second example in mind. And now for the third one, technology. Now we all understand how important and how scary it is to spread information on the internet. It could be really fast. Imagine you just comment something in the comment section of a video. You might think that's really funny, right? But it's not actually the most thoughtful one that you can ever say. It might lead to one misunderstanding by one individual. But this one individual could lead to a lot of other misunderstandings by a lot of other individuals. So now what's going on is heavy cyber attack to you. And now congratulate yourself and flip a tripod, say sorry to the whole world, and make yourself embarrassed. Okay, I finished with three aspects. Now based on these three aspects, what do you guys think the problem is? Well, the problem is not thinking before you speak. It's not just an act of miscommunication, but it is also hurting the very connections between me, you guys, and all the people that live around us. Okay, now we're near to the end. Now, I need you to think about a scenario, a situation, where it's you and your partner. You're standing here and your partner is standing here. Now, what your partner is saying is, you're currently in an argument right now. Your partner is saying in an angry tone that, you never listen to me. You don't think about my feelings at all. But how many of you on this side, how many of you guys right here would immediately fight out with harmful words? Yeah, harmful words. Or just blame it on your life, blame it on everything around you. How many of you guys would do that? A lot, right? Because I did that before, and that's not good at all. What if I tell you, you just need 3 seconds for yourself, 3 seconds for yourself to just reduce all these things. It only takes 3 seconds. Now, if I said 3 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to use it. The first second, what you have to do is just literally stop. Just cut your tongue and push all the ideas back inside your brain. Push it back and just don't say it out. Because as I said in the beginning, 400 words per minute, that's a lot of words. And maybe like 10 words per sentence. It could be like 40 sentences of 40 crazy ideas. It could be what you ate for lunch. It could be what you ate for breakfast. It could be what pants you wear. It could be anything. It could be any random question. So what we have to do is we're going to stop it and push it back into our brains. Successfully finish the first second. The next second what you have to do is take a deep breath. All right. Now I'm saying, so take a deep breath. Sounds trivial and looks dumb, right? Because every time we take a deep breath before we speak, it makes ourselves really dumb. But what if I tell you, doing this actually is useful and helpful, because every time you take the deep breath, breathe in and breathe out, breathe away the anxiety, you're just making yourself calmer and calmer. And after like 1 to 2 weeks, you actually just get used to it. And yeah, the next conversation that you're talking about, you'll just be calm and chill. Now for a third second, personally, very important third second. In the third second, you have to ask yourself one question. What outcome do I want this conversation or argument to be? Do I want to win? Do I want to fight back? Do I want to fight back, or do I want to heal? Do I want to heal? Sorry. Do I want to make things work? Or do I just want to take an advantage from this relationship? See, I'm not just asking you to meditate for like 20 minutes before every meeting and every talk. But I'm just asking you to stop and give yourself a few seconds, maybe like 3 seconds or 2 seconds. Just give yourself some time before you speak. And within these times, what you have to do is just stop, breathe, and choose. Okay, my ultimate point today presented to you is, in your very next conversation, if you just stop for a few minutes before you speak. Now, if you just stop for a few seconds before you speak, you will deepen understandings and change the relationships, change the quality of everything. Those anxieties, the peace of your mind, your career, and maybe your life will come to you with lower and lighter anxiety. Okay. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me start with a question. What was the first thing you did when you got your exam results last time? Were you checking your own score first, or immediately asking your classmates how they did? This instinctive choice reveals a truth we all live with. Endless comparisons are never just a habit, but a silent force that shapes how we see ourselves, seeping into every corner of campus life, daily routines, and even our dreams for the future. It comes as naturally as breathing, yet we seldom stop to question its cause. I was once caught in the circle of comparison. When my classmates achieved some highlight moments, I'd fixate on their successes instead of celebrating my own progress. When friends posted vibrant travel photos on social media, I'd scroll and wonder, why isn't my life exciting enough? When my classmates got extremely high results on chemistry mock exam, I'd worry endlessly about my own gap on certain topic. This constant circle made me feel really anxious and self-doubting, and I even lost interest in reading books I once loved, all because I spent too much time measuring myself against other standards. It wasn't until I felt extremely exhausted that I think it's time to change. Then I turned to the internet for answers. At first, all the article said was stop comparing or focus on yourself. Empty words felt impossible to put into practice. Then, a perspective from a talk shifted my thinking. It said, comparison itself isn't the enemy. It's normal for humans to compare themselves with others, and comparison can even be a good signal guiding our life direction if we do it healthily. What hurts us is turning other success into our own failure. Then, I began to rethink how to handle this common feeling. To stop toxic comparison and embrace healthy comparison instead, here are some simple tips and steps. First and foremost, recognize that healthy comparison actually exists. When you are jealous of someone, it often means you have the potential to do similar things and achieve similar success, as that person likely shares many similarities with you, like background or resources. So instead of ignoring the feeling of jealousy, see it as a hint of what you truly desire. For example, if you envy your classmates' ability to give a fabulous presentation, it often means you also want to share your ideas effectively too. So you can see it as a motivation to improve your public speaking skills. Moreover, define your personal standard of success. When I saw my friends learning 3D modeling software by themselves and earning their own pocket money, I didn't rush to copy their application process. Instead, I took 10 minutes to consider whether doing these kind of activities help me to achieve my personal goals. When you form such a logical mindset, you can get a better grade on your next quiz or just form a good habit. For example, read books for 20 minutes before bed or just feeling calm after a busy day of school. When you focus on your own goals, you won't let others' achievements control your happiness. Furthermore, practice self-compassion instead of self-criticism. Practice self-compassion instead of self-criticism. Suppose you try to bake a birthday cake for your young sister, but it collapses and tastes overly sweet. Don't blame yourself or think, I'm so useless, I can't even bake a simple cake. Instead, talk to yourself kindly, the same way as you are comforting a new learner. This is my first try, and I already did great just by mixing all the ingredients together. And I will adjust the oven temperature and the sugar ratio next time, and it will turn out better. Being kind to yourself isn't laziness, but it's giving you the courage to keep trying, even the results isn't perfect. Yes. And finally, focus on the process, not just the outcome. If you are practicing running for the school sports day, but someone finishes faster than you, don't blame yourself. Instead, notice how practicing running has improved your fitness level, and you have become more energetic than last month. If you are working on a debating project, but you failed because your opponents performed better than you did, instead, you can celebrate how practicing this debating competition has improved your public speaking skills and logical ability. So, not all progress shows up on a screen or a report card, but that's the only journey we can fully control. And next time, when you do compare, you can focus on the process others took to get where they are, not just the outcome to envy. Life is never a race with a single finish line. The world obsessed with comparison keeps telling us to be better, but copying others' paths or punishing ourselves by others' paths will only disrupt the unique journey we are meant to take. So next time when you got your exam results, I challenge you to try this. First, look at your own score and ask, what did I do well? What can I grow from? Then, if you find yourself compared to others, pause and say, their journey is theirs and mine is my own. My worth isn't tied to their grades, it's tied to who I am and how I'm growing. Thank you.